Hello everybody. So I picked up a piece of olive wood. It's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 12 inches long. And I thought it would make perfect handles for pizza tools. So that's what's on the menu for this week. Interesting fact about olive wood. I've been turning for, a long time, and I have never turned olive wood before. This is my first experience with it. I've always thought it was beautiful, but I've just never got my hands on any. Never pursued it until now. Here I'm using a 1/2 inch bit with a Jacob's chuck to drill the hole into the piece while it's still square. That way I don't have to worry about doing it when I've already shaped the handle. And like it says on the screen here, I'm going to do the pizza cutter handle in real time. And I'm using the 3/4 inch spindle gouge, shallow flute. I think it's called a continental spindle gouge. I could be wrong about that. At one time during my early turning days, this was my very favorite tool. I still like it a lot. This is the end that the actual pizza cutter is going to attach to or screw into, and I've got the diameter of the pizza cutter marked. You can see the lead line there, and I just want to point out that when you do this, you don't want to cut all the way down to where you can't see that lead line anymore, because you want to leave a little bit of meat on this for sanding purposes if you need to sand, which I usually do. I mentioned before, this is my first time using Olivewood, and I've got to say my first impression is that I really like it. It's just a pleasure on the lathe. It's a very friendly hardwood to make shavings with. Of course, it helps to have uber sharp turning tools. And for those of you that would like to know how I sharpen my tools, I just use a bench grinder with a Wolverine system and CBN wheels. I've got one CBN wheel that I believe is 320 grit, and the other CBN wheel is 600 grit, which is what I sharpened this tool with. And a lot of people might think that's a very fragile edge, but I don't know, I sure like it. And look at those shavings. Here I'm just doing a partial cut, maybe halfway through, so I can do the final shape on the bottom end of this pizza cutter handle before I part it off completely. And here I'm just sanding 120, stepping up to 500 grit. So here I'm just going to part it almost all the way off with this parting tool, and then I'll finish off with the saw. So I used epoxy to put that insert in there permanently. And that way the pizza cutter itself can be screwed on and off the handle, just for cleaning purposes, if that's necessary. Now this is one heavy-duty, nice pizza cutter. I really like it. Right now, I got some stickers in the mail and one very nice gift. So let's do that. Got a sticker from Dan White. Imagine Woodworks. I'll put a link to his Instagram. Thank you, Dan. I'll get you a sticker back. I know you've been waiting a while. Got a sticker from Ed Parker at Wolf Ridge Woodworking on YouTube. He does some good work. I'll put a link up as well for him. And matter of fact, here's one of his pieces. Really nice. Y'all go check out Ed's channel, Wolf Ridge Woodworking on YouTube, and tell him I sent you. Hugh Davies also sent me a sticker. I've shown you some of his amazing work before, but here's another look. Wouldn't it be nice? Hugh Davies, thank you very much. I'll get you all some stickers out in the mail as soon as I can. Jay Oliver from the UK sent me this. It's a challenge coin, a Marine Corps challenge coin, with the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, and the words honor, courage, and commitment on this side, which are the core values of the United States Navy and Marine Corps. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Outstanding. Semper Fi. Jay, this one hits me right in the heart, brother. Or sister, I'm not sure. There was no letter. I sure appreciate it. Jay, thank you very much. Amazing. And the second handle is going to be a pizza server handle. And I'm just going to show this one at 3-speed. It's basically the same thing that you saw before, just a little bit more slender. So overall, I think I've fallen in love with Olivewood. I'm definitely going to be using more of that in the future. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stick around though, there's more coming. Greg Mislick asked me how I store my shavings. Do I combine them all together or just separate them into different bags? Well, here's a look at some of what I have saved. I definitely keep it all separate, and this is just a small sampling of what I have. Of course, I can't save everything. I use a lot of the maple shavings, and well, most of the big bulk shavings go to the flower beds for mulch. It looks really beautiful. So it's not wasted. It all serves a purpose. But I'll show you a little something else I do here in a second. A really good idea if you do any inlays or that type of work. Save the dust. The really fine sanding dust. Greg, I hope that answers your question. I appreciate it. A special thanks to all my subscribers, and to everybody else, thanks for watching. Semper Fi.